Hello, I'm FPX, and welcome back to the video. Have you ever wondered what it would look like if you took every single Minecraft block and arranged them alphabetically in order of the first letter of their name? I really hope the answer to that question is no, because it's a pretty absurd thing to wonder, but now that you do see it, it is kind of interesting to see just how many blocks start with S, or just how many blocks start with P, or in particular, how the most number of blocks in Minecraft start with B, right? The reason for that is because there's the block of diamond, block of emerald, block of gold, etc, 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 but still, looking at all of this, you might wonder, why exactly have I placed all of these blocks by hand in a creative world? And there is a good reason for that, because I wanted to try a brand new building project. So I know when most people start to build, they're like, oh, here's a cool theme, or let's just try and make a great looking house. But when I like to build, I like to challenge myself. I like to do something a bit different, and I like to do something that feels a bit modern arty. Like, why did someone do this? I don't know. That's the ideal I want from most of my builds. So today we're going to be trying to make a Minecraft build using every single block in Minecraft, alphabetically arranged of course, precisely once. We're going to be doing it not only so we use every single block one time and one time only in the build, but we'll be placing them all in alphabetical order, starting with the acacia log and ending all the way over here with the yellow wool. But let's start with the basics. What does not count as a Minecraft block for our purposes, and basically anything that does not take up a 1 by 1 by 1 block in Minecraft, or that is not officially a block. So there's a lot of things here that don't count, such as half slabs. I did decide to count stairs because people do use those as basically a 1 by 1 by 1, but everything else here besides stairs are all 1 by 1 by 1 blocks. So yeah, that is the basic explanation. No signs, no mobs, no plants, nothing like that. It has to be a full-on block, and I believe we have every single one of them here, but I'm sure we missed one or two. But I'm 100% certain we have the vast majority of all Minecraft blocks, because I checked for it 3 or 4 times, and so did Jay Davis Bro, the person who helped me put all of this together. So with that said, let's dive into it, shall we? Now we know what the rules are, now we know exactly what it looks like when it's not laid out in a house. Let's try and make a functional Minecraft house that someone might be able to call their home from Minecraft blocks, starting from the A and going all the way to Z. It's worth noting this is called the acacia wood in the game, but this is a really important move we make, because where we place this is going to define the rest of the house, but I think right here is a really solid position. So as you can see, we're off to a great start already. Maybe we should take a break and congratulate ourselves on this effort. And then we're also going to place a staircase just over here with some andesite, because we're not going to be able to replace anything we do. This is first time only, first try is everything. By the way, another little fun rule we add at the end here. And then we'll have some andesite just over there. Oh, and also to make it even more fun, because this was actually requested by the editor, I'm going to be doing this at 1 AM. He decided that, 1 AM videos are way more fun, right? So this entire thing is at 1 AM. If you don't believe me, wait, look at all the white light on my face. This is not what 2 PM looks like. This is very late, I'm very tired, and that's gonna make some high quality builds, I'm sure. So I think I want to have like a black corner maybe in the house somewhere, like just over here. I'm going to have an area that's just made of entirely black blocks. Why not, right? And then there's some brown here. I mean, black terracotta, calls itself black terracotta, but it's basically brown. We'll put that here. And look, we've got a black little corner to use up all of our black block. I'm going to be honest, starting A to Z is really especially awful, just because we have to start with all of these, rare, valuable blocks. But where do we place them now? We don't even have like a proper house for them. I think we need a rare valuables corner of the house. So we're going to start over there too and just like make a big pile of it, I reckon. I'll be honest, even in my head where I thought this would be crazy hard, it's not as hard as it's actually turning out to be. Where do I put this block of quartz? There is nowhere for it. I'm already, clutching at straws by making this weird golem over here, but the block of quartz is just going to have to go in another corner, opposite the black corner, I guess, because why not? And then we're going to put a redstone up there to make almost like a golem, but a golem of rare ingredients. Look how great that is. We're only 5 minutes in, but I'm having deep regrets already. I'm actually starting to like how this is looking, minus the fact that that's purple. Never mind. Could have planned this one better, couldn't I? So I know what you're thinking to yourself. Toy Cat, this house is a mess. It's not even a house yet. But I'm actually starting to see some progress here. I'm actually liking how these colors are coming together, despite blue, black, brown never being used before. Maybe I'm insane. Maybe it's 1 AM. But I think we might have the start of something here. So my plan with the command blocks, because there's 3 of them, is to put them on this side of the house and make it look like this is a house made from command blocks, which will make it look more impressive than if it's one designed by a person slowly over the course of an hour or two. Chiseled red sandstone. Where does it go? What do we do with it? I think it's going to just go on the wall of ugly blocks over here, behind the wall of pretty blocks, as a contrast. That's how art works. Trust me. I pretended to study art once. So I think I've reached the block that is making me most insane so far, and that's happened a few times already. But coal ore, what am I meant to do with this? Where does this go in a house? It's literally ore. It doesn't go inside the house, it goes in a mine, and I can't fit a mine here because, okay, I'm going insane. It's fine. Just place it there. I'll come back to that later. It'll work itself out. With this crafting table placed, we are now officially at the end of the seas, and I think we're closer towards a house shape than we were before, but there's also a lot more noise around. But again, trust me, this is all going to work itself out. And then we're going to find a place for a dispenser and a dropper. Where do these go in a regular Minecraft house? They don't go anywhere in a Minecraft house, but I guess on top of the bookcase is as good a place as any. Actually, that kind of works. I don't know, it could be my insanity settling, but like, I actually like that. Place the furnace next to the crafting table, because that's just where those things go. And now we've got a functional Minecraft thing, because you would come in here to craft and to put things in the furnace. You wouldn't come in here to enjoy the view just yet, but don't worry, that's coming soon. The thing you want to take away from this entire challenge is that you never want to take all of your Minecraft tools for granted. You want to make sure that you definitely take full appreciation of them. Look how clever I am at 1 AM. I know you might look at this and say, man, you're just building a lot of stuff in a place, but given that I need to make a structure out of all of this, it's actually mentally exhausting trying to put this together in a way that will actually come together with some house-resembling shape. Like, if you think it's too easy, you know, maybe give it a try after this. It's not as easy as it sounds. Or maybe I'm just that bad at building. You know, it's definitely that as well, but maybe not. Moving on to the letter I, we have ice, which sadly we had to keep in sign form because it melts when it's next to J for jack-o'-lantern, and then we've got some iron ore. So you might have noticed earlier when I was showing off all the blocks that all of these blocks are precisely one block apart from each other, you know, with a space in between them, but not this lapis lazuli ore. What's the reason behind that, you might ask? And the answer is there is precisely none. Honestly, sometimes when I do stuff like this that takes a long time to put together, I like to make tiny little mistakes in there, because there's a part of like some people that are just like killed by that, and I probably shouldn't like doing that. I probably, you know, should find that a terrible thing to do, but there's just a part of me that's like, you know, maybe it's more fun if we mix things up every now and then. Hey, the water finally broke! Yay! Okay, now we can officially have a single, I think it's the fire coral. Oh no, can't be the fire, I don't know what coral will survive, but one of the corals will officially be alive when we get there. This is a beautiful day for gardens everywhere. In particular this one, I guess. I'm starting to realize that maybe we built this house a bit too big, anticipating too many blocks, which is why I'm going to start working on the ceiling now, using the wall of ugly blocks to instead maybe make a functional ceiling for this place. I don't know if this will work entirely, but it's the best shot we've got, so it's what we're going for. So we have a long stretch of very ugly blocks, but it is constituting part of the roof, and again, there is something interesting about seeing it that way, so I'm not entirely anti this. You know, in fact, I would say I like it quite a bit. I'm a fan of the fact that it exists, and, you know, you're just a hater if you don't like this roof. So the Observer is one of the coolest looking blocks in the game, but I've kind of committed to having like a wither looking shape with the dropper and the dispenser. So we're going to place it over here, and we're going to hope that it draws people's attention. Yeah, look at this guy. It's like a wither, or like a dragon with 3 heads, but they all have different thoughts. This is the shock dragon, this is the happy dragon, this is the dragon that doesn't want to be here. He's got other things to be doing, he's just stuck on the body with these other guys. So I really think we're running out of blocks to make any amount of ceiling from now. So given that we've already done some amount of ceiling, I think we should just go for broke and have as much ceiling as we can afford and just kind of let the rest fill itself in. So that's what we're going to do with these kind of useless blocks that we can't form anything with by themselves, but they can make part of a beautiful mosaic later, or something along those lines. You know, I am starting to have real doubts about the quality of the finished build here. I think we might have to start to up the quality soon if we want a real looking house at the end. I'm going to be honest, I think the first 9 blocks of S are the ugliest ones I've had to work with yet. I have no clue what to do with any of this. Besides, what we're going to do with most of this, I guess, which is slowly place it in confusing positions that make you question what exactly I'm doing with any of it. One of the blocks I honestly forgot about, because we're doing this on every single 1.7 block, so if some magic blocks have come out in the next few months and you're watching this late, then these are recent blocks, you know, they're aquatic update blocks. What do we do with stripped acacia wood and stripped birch wood and all the other ones we're about to find out with? I had no clue what to do with the regular blocks, let alone these ones. We could make some trees? Wait, let's make a tree for the garden. A single tree. So this is what I like to call the alphabetical tree. It's what happens when you take every type of wood, you arrange them by alphabetical order, and you combine them together. As you can see, it's beautiful. It's the definition of beauty. I'll be honest, it's taking most of my willpower not to just place this TNT next to the redstone, just let it explode, call that part of the experiment, and then let it be a thing. But no, we've got to find a real place for this TNT somewhere, because TNT is going to fit so perfectly with every part of this build, right? You know, I think keeping it inside the house as a modernist statement on the perils of the outside world. You know, everyone's so scared of the outside. Why shouldn't we be scared of inside? Why are we so, you know, safe in our homes? Wouldn't it be better if we weren't safe in our homes? Boom. That's a modern art thought right there. I am so good at this. And we got a working piece of coral. Yeah, this is a garden now. This has gone from being a flowing water mess to look. Oh, there is some functioning, alive coral in your garden. Wow, it's beautiful. So is that tree. So are these little exhibits you've got. Wow, this is a great house. Oh, did you make this from one of every Minecraft block? I couldn't tell, so I can't. I'm going to place the wet sponge all the way over here, and we can look at it from our garden if we feel like it. But we'll never feel like it. So here we have the final 6 blocks, and I think the placement's pretty obvious given that we finished all of the walls besides this little stretch right here. I've been saving it specifically for yellow, and now we can just go in here, make things all beautiful, because as you can see, it's looking just wonderful. And now we have 1 block left that doesn't fit anywhere really quite perfectly. Above the doorway maybe, to make it a nice yellow inviting theme. In the garden, perhaps, to, again, spruce things up, perhaps. There are so many great ideas for this. But I think this block right here might need it the most, because then there's at least some consistent wall design going on here. The ceiling might not be consistent. The front door might be questionable. The garden is arguably not a garden. But there is a house, and it does have walls, and there is a consistent design to how many blocks are in the wall at any given time. So this is every single block in Minecraft made into a house. Again, there are probably some tiny exceptions because everyone has a different definition of what they can consider to be a block. That's why I did this manually, to make sure everything here I genuinely consider to be a block of some form. But this is every single block turned into a Minecraft house. And I think, honestly, for a first attempt, okay, everyone's going to immediately be like, that's the worst thing I've ever seen. You know, my cat has thrown up things that I think were more artistic than this. I have literally given the controller to, a dead donkey, and it's made better Minecraft builds than what you've made from every Minecraft block. But given this was my first time, and, again, part of the challenge was it was my only time, every single block kind of had to be left, even a lot of the mistake ones. I think there's a real wonderful thing here. And let me give you a house tour, convince you why this is such a great house. So, okay, I'm Toy Cat, I'm going to give you a house tour around this. Oh, look, you're my friend. You're watching, me through my own eyes, whatever. Let's not question that. But this is my lovely house. I made this myself. So, did you know that I have done some terraforming? As you can see, it used to be flat around here, because it's a super flat world, because it's a creative world. But I decided, I'd terraform the garden a little bit. So, here you can see some beautiful terraforming on the lawn. It looks like a real mountain, doesn't it? Because it's the highest point for miles. But no, it's just beautiful terraforming. It's not real terrain, it's what I did myself. Then, we've got some gravel in the pathway. People love, if you ask Minecraft builders, people who do this professionally, people who have their whole life's devotion in Minecraft building, they love gravel in pathways. I have gravel in my pathway to my house. Then, we have a door showing my mastery of the 6 biomes, well, the 6 trees, which are from 6 major biomes. Doing it on both sides, so it looks slightly different on the inside and the outside. There's a perfect linkage from one to one. It's beautiful. The doorway, again, just shows the mastery of the game. And then I figured I'd show off the fact that I got that achievement for getting all the dye colors by dyeing every single block in Minecraft, all the colors. Every single stained glass, every single wool, every single glazed terracotta. This house is really more of a gallery than it is a house, because we're showing off every single thing. I mastered all the ores. I got Silk Touch, and I put some diamond ore in here. I got Silk Touch. I put all of the ores in their perfect place. I even made my own boss idea. It's the bookshelf wither. It's made from different redstone monsters that are tired of, feeding you items. They're tired of your nonsense, so they're making this. We got a piston with a staircase on top because, it looks a little bit like... I don't know what this is, actually. This is modern art, open to interpretation, so do your nonsense with that. This is the functional area of the house. You can listen to Cat if you want to. Wait, let me take that back. It's not that you can listen to Cat. You have to listen to Cat while inside the house. It's very quiet, I can't hear it. But you can even play along if you want. Oh, look how exciting the noises are. I literally can't hear anything about it. Anyway, with that said, beautiful music. The soundtrack to the house of your dreams. This is me showing off, look how great my blocks are. I made a little house out of them. And then this is what I like to call a contemporary ceiling. So, have you ever considered in your real life house how most of the ceiling doesn't see use most of the time? Like, there's only one spot in your house that needs to have ceiling over it, and that's where you're currently sitting. Well, I put all of the seats, because that's what people use these for, right, underneath the ceiling. And if you want to get some fresh air, don't worry, no need to leave the house. The whole house is open air. It's a brand new Scandinavian design philosophy, and it looks beautifully executed here, as you can see. So yeah, this partial ceiling was actually fomented from every single different Minecraft block that struck my fancy, and again, very Scandinavian. It's good design, trust me. If you don't like the ceiling, you're wrong, not the ceiling. So next up, we have outside. So there's an arrow here to point you in case you think to yourself, man, I don't want to leave this house. Because most people, they're like, yeah, I'm never leaving this place again. It's just too perfect. I'll never see a Minecraft house as good as this one. But you're not. Eventually you do have to leave. So just to kind of entice you outside, there's an arrow here to show you to the beautiful garden. I'll let you gasp as you see this, because this is an absolutely wonderful garden. As you can see, it features some design aesthetics all the way from Cambodia. You can see it all the way around here. We got a brand new type of tree. This is called the multi-tree. It's coming in the 1.15 update, but guess what? We got it here early in this house because it's that good of a house, you know? The Jeb personally visited the house just to plant one of these trees 7 updates early, because that's just how it rolls. That's how good my garden was. That's how good my house was. He just had to give me early features. This is the coral collection. Some of it died, but I mean, who likes coral anyway? And these are my Prismarine design feature statues. They allow you to jump from there onto the ceiling of the house, probably at least. Oh yeah, onto the ceiling of the house, where you can get a wonderful view, not only of the garden again, look at my beautiful multi-tree, but you can also see the rest of the world, because sometimes, taking up all the beauty yourself is just not a good thing to do. Have you ever considered, maybe we need ugly things in the world too? That is one of the reasons this house exists. It's the perfect house, because whether you hate it or love it, it's still the perfect house, and you're the problem. It's definitely you, yeah. It's definitely, I'm not the problem, you are. Thank you very much for watching this video. I know this is one of the worst things I've ever made. I really thought this would be good this time, but yeah, apparently it wasn't. I would recommend, however, if you'd like to, try this every single block in Minecraft challenge, because it is quite the experience. If you plan it, if you've watched this and you do it yourself, you might just be able to make something great, and I'd love to see any designs you do have. So this is a quick little plug right here, but if you want to show me anything, either you can tweet it to me or put it on the subreddit reddit.com/r/ibxtoycat or discord.gg/toycat. There's a community realm. There's a bunch of places you can send images, because obviously YouTube comments don't have those. But if you did like all of these things being turned into one house, let me know with a like on the video. If you thought it was terrible, let me also know of a like on the video, because you know how YouTubers be. You can ask for likes for anything. Like I sneezed a few days ago. Can you like the video for that? That's a thing you can say, and someone might like the video. So yeah, I think this was beautiful. I think it was an experience, and I hope you all did too. I'm considering doing art, because I've done now a lot of house building experiments, and I'll be honest, this is the most. So this is YouTube comments build a house. This, every house built by hand is actually probably the most successful. I'm thinking of doing RNG builds a house, because YouTube comments was worse than RNG. Like, letting people pick their own blocks was worse than letting a random number generator build them, in my opinion. So I want to do a system where we have RNG build a house, and maybe feed the RNG numbers, which will make it good. Let me know what you think. I built an area that I might use for that, so I guess let me know what you think about having this be filled with randomly generated blocks. Or if you think that's terrible, let me know too. But also we destroyed a village. We made it into a thing. I only am just remembering that now. I have a history of bad builds. You should, if you came into this expecting a good build, really, again, you're the problem, not me. That's what you should. Whenever something goes bad, you can just tell people they're the problem, and that's entirely an okay thing to do on the internet in 2018. So thank you very much for watching this video, and I guess I'll see you some other time. Goodbye.